Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. I'm playing the Essence League, and in town I just picked up a prophecy that triggered. We will get an invader monster over here. So, that's gonna be fun. So, now we just hope that it's gonna be in a convenient location rather than requiring us to backtrack all the way. And there is a yellow something over here. So in addition to picking up a prophecy, I also ran around a little bit in search of a couple more essences, and I crafted myself some gloves and a new boots and a new ring, just to get my resistances up a little bit and to get my armor up a little bit. Our health currently sits at nearly 600 points, which I think is pretty darn decent. But we have now reached the point where I need this one, because otherwise we can't equip this properly, because we're lacking the intelligence to boost the fireball, I believe. Well, the fireball itself is not the thing we care about. It's the principle that we don't have enough intelligence to equip an intelligence spell. That is an issue, because we will run into it in the future. So, boosting intelligence seems like a good idea. So, this way we get some lightning resistance, which means we get slightly more balanced resists, 30 at the lowest. The final boss, of course, does a fair bit of lightning damage, so resisting it somewhat seems useful, and lightning was my lowest of resistances. Hopefully that's good. But as we've noticed before, the totems are really good at drawing the attention of monsters, so I hope that if I put 3 totems in his face, that the Vaal Oversoul is gonna just completely ignore me. I think we walked through, but we didn't get to the boss yet. So let's put up a portal and just walk back. We're gonna look for the invasion boss. I think we have to find Tilsinger somewhere as well. So now we can do a little bit of looking around. Then we're gonna dive into the caverns and kill ourselves a Vaal Oversoul. Here, monster, monster, monster. Dread Thicket, there's still no story-driven or quest-driven purpose to go there, so we won't. And whoosh. It's a spider of sorts. Allies deal extra physical damage. They can do their best. I have armor now. I care less. Well, interesting thing about armor is, of course, you never have enough, you never have it maxed. Because there's always something that will deal more physical damage, and you only get diminishing returns on how good it blocks, so more armor is always better against larger damage spikes. Because the percentage that you see here is slightly misleading, because it's just an estimate how much you will resist of the average damage dealt by the average monster. But of course, as we know, you will never really get killed by average monsters. Most of the time, if something kills you, it's a boss or something that deals way more than average damage. Guardian of the Mount, hello there. You seem to be an invader, don't you?
A horror from the past returns
to
cause pain in a place that it never called home.
2 stone ring. Interesting. And it resists everything, actually. That's worth considering. Instead of our old one. Can we take it out? Yeah, we can. Good. Don't run into intelligence issues just yet. But we get a decent boost to our resistances, so let's stick with it. Whispering Essence of Hatred. Hatred is cold, so this is the cold skill levels. Let's strengthen it. And then we have another one over here. Another hatred. So these crystal things, they often seem to come in pairs now. Which just means it's easier to harvest them. That's it. Yo. Yeah, see, and even the Devourers, they really get completely distracted by the totems and they forget to shoot at us. But even if they pick a random target out of the 4, no, that's still a 3/4 damage reduction on average. Ooh, yellow artisans, that's good. Rogue Exile, increased quantity freezes me when activated. That's slightly annoying, especially because it also explodes. So, totem, a totem, go, and then let's go with it. We're not the one that deals damage, so sure. Jonah. Yeah. Good. More currency. Let's see. Medium level. This is not bad. Some of these things are worth considering, seeing if they are decent. Nothing really useful got added here. This one is a bit of fire resist on there, but that's kind of it. Too bad. So we'll just run to town, empty our pockets, and then take the portal downstairs. We can just sell things. Double check, mixed armor, dagger, fading, all the wrong weapon types. And then we put everything else in the sorting bin for later usage. Okay, Northern Forest, here we come. So, bit of luck, we'll run into Kuru, the new drop bear boss. Killing bosses, of course, gives us a chance of getting better loot than usual. That's always a good opportunity to grab if you have the opportunity. Which seemed slightly redundant as a sentence, but we'll just go with it. Ghosts. Okay, so this is where the road splits, so one of the sides will have Kuru, the other side will not. Thug, you go, move onwards. Go possess stuff. Or tag stuff. Come on. Possess something. You're a ghost, you don't need to stop for breath. Come on. Okay. Well, we did find Kuru and it just ran past it. Silly ghost. Ghost AI. I wonder why the ghost AI has been the way it has been for a while. If it's just not a high priority, or if the devs think that it's actually working as expected, or maybe there is more involved than I'm realizing there is. It could be. No, sometimes issues are way more complex than you as an outsider assume they are. But I do like to think about such things and speculate about them. Just as a mental exercise. So currently ghosts seem to wander about, and you can, by standing behind it, you can herd it around a little bit. Because no ghosts are really just scared of everything, so they just run straight away from you, and that gives you a degree of control. So that's a bit of a mini game. So if the mini game is actually a intentional design, where you are supposed to herd it forwards into the unknown, hoping for something, then I guess they have succeeded in the goals of the minigame, because you indeed have no clue where you are sending it. And most of the time it will indeed end up just going nowhere. Level up. Nice, nice. Going quickly here. Yes, there was a little bit of life here, so in the Paladin area, or the Templar area. And after that we're gonna pick our own starter area. That's a Diamond Shrine. Well, they are getting torn apart pretty well. Deliver pain exquisite. I always like the word exquisite. It has a really... It feels really refined, really sophisticated. It's a word that I don't think is used all that often actually. That probably just adds to why it feels that way. Because no really common words don't really feel exclusive, of course. What's our DPS numbers up to? 129 and 200. Are we up to for a level up again soon? So Searing Bond levels up a lot less quickly. So the +1 level is way more impactful for a skill like that, of course. Into the Ancient Pyramid we go. Double chest, Vigilant Strike. Well, I think technically we could use Vigilant Strike. We won't do any damage, but we will get ourselves Fortify, which is interesting if you consider it. Also, this totem needs to die. It's my competitor. Can't have competitors. And you. Be sure that. As usual, now once you start in one corner, you usually try to just move to the opposite corner of the map. That's a reasonably reliable strategy for getting to the exit in a reasonable manner. We are 3 levels above this area, it's level 23 area, we're currently 26. Still rapidly gaining experience. But if we're over leveled, then that means we are cleared to go. And there's no real need to put in the extra effort of just doing full clears, or no reasonable effort at clearing most rooms that you encounter, or things like that. No, we can just casually stroll through, kill the things that we encounter, but not really care all that much about them. Because it's not like we need to level up just before a boss fight or something. Also, my usual rule of thumb seemed to lead me astray here, because there is no staircase up in this corner, or maybe we need to move over a little bit that way. That won't be possible. It's not an exact science, it is a rule of thumb. Especially those immortal totems. Putting a Searing Bond on the other side and just slicing them in bits is useful. Of course. Another essence. That's good. I like that they're reasonably common. Some areas you find 2 or 3 of these essence shrines. That especially means if you're not doing full clears, you're gonna encounter multiple on a single run. Let's not try to murder me with lightning, shall we? Okay, so we've eliminated everything, so the exit has to be in that corner. We did gain an essence, so I'm happy. I'm always happy, of course, but even extra happy now that we got something for our trouble. Allies move and attack faster, so that just means they move quicker towards their doom. And this was a dead end. That's just frustrating. We ran around the exit rather than being able to go in. Okay. 7 skeletons. That was yet another misdirection from the level. It's not a dead end. It's always the interesting bit. Now, if you consider this to be a random level that's almost puzzle-like in how to navigate through it, then no, dead ends like that, they make sense because they're meant there to throw off the player. But if you consider this in context of that it actually was a building once where people worked or lived or whatever you do in an ancient pyramid, then it doesn't make sense to have all kinds of rooms that lead nowhere and things like that. It's always funny to consider that sometimes in order to make a better game you have to distance the actual level design or the subject matter further from reality in order to make it better. Another essence over there. Hey, Contempt. No, we've had Contempt before, I think. It's one of the earlier ones. Yeah, man. I think he's got Contempt for where I'm placing my my lines right now. Yes, this was the one with the ghost. Yes, it's the physical damage one. It's gonna take me a while to remember most of the names just after encountering them. I mean, I'm really bad at learning names off the top of my head, as you undoubtedly have remembered. I tend to remember the concepts better than the names. Which is why I try to just form associations for the names, like now the hatred is cold and anger is hot and things like that, since then at least you have an element to hang something up to. But Contempt, yeah, Contempt and physical damage doesn't really make sense. It's just a random name. And we are at the pyramid apex. We could have gone for another level, but we don't really need it, so let's just get this puppy slaughtered. Well, let's not slaughter puppies, that would be evil. Why did I even say that? Let's get this end boss defeated. Yes, let's just call it as this. Hello. Here. 1 totem, 2 totem, 3 totem. Wish. Okay. Stop shooting at me. Well, then again, if you're shooting at me, then you're not getting shooting at me. Not doing too much damage if it only hit it for about 20%. The funny thing is the totems don't even inherit half of my armor yet, which will happen once we get Tukohama, Herald of War. It's completely confused now. And it's gone. Bye bye. So, war plates. We already have one, so that's okay. I believe automatically the next waypoint is now unlocked.
I give this warrior of Kitava to you.
It
Tukohama,
is.
my father of war.
Interesting. Hey, cool. They now actually show you to earn a personal hideout. Help a master with missions until they reach level 3. Then talk to them in town. I don't think that was there before. It's just like interactions with a lot of things. There are now pop-up tooltips that actually explain things to you a little bit. Which, in this playthrough we missed them because we started on the ledge, so we skipped a bit of the earlier bits, but yeah. Recording gameplay at 2 AM, not the best of ideas. And I didn't feel like starting over yet again. But we have now arrived in Act 3. Things are slowly getting somewhere. No, we actually have something that resembles a build. We're only using totems to kill stuff and it seems to be going pretty well. 8% more life, that's nice, nearly 700 points. Our regen is still pretty low, that's just mostly item based. There's no skills yet that give us life regen. We're gonna change that soon. Wait, maybe we should put the bond on the other side. Just cover a bit more surface this way. Searing Bond went level up. Ooh, 265, from 200 to 265. That's pretty decent. That's a 35% damage increase. Okay. Blue. Goodbye. And we have arrived in the city of Sarn. And then I think we're gonna call it an episode here. And next episode we'll set out in Sarn, go to the crematorium, do all the Act 3 stuff. And then eventually face down Piety and Dominus. So things are getting more and more interesting. So as always, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.